Time to get going. I guess just to start with, you've been here for a few months. Have you gotten the lay of the land and what your charge is and what you're supposed to do? Can you go over that just a little?
Yeah, the lay of the land I think is a little bit much. I'm trying to last 2 months just kind of get my feet wet. I was telling Kyle here that it's the second time I've been down here, seeing the area and didn't really know where the media room was. So that's the biggest thing for me. But coming down to Arkansas, it's been fantastic ever since I stepped foot down here. People have been really, really nice. There's a lot of different places to explore. My family's happy with it. They enjoy being here. So we're just happy to get started, get going.
Arkansas has not been at the top of the revenue of the NIL portion of the SEC. Do you believe that revenue sharing will help make things more equitable? And secondly, do you believe the College Sports Commission, it's going to impose enough, structure to fines and what have you to work in that regard?
I think we got to just find the right players, right? I think overall, when you're competing with money, the money is the money. I think at the end of the day, we got to get the right people for Arkansas. I think that's the biggest thing. And our fan base wants us to be extremely competitive. I'm extremely competitive. All of our coaches are extremely competitive. We're going to get the right players for Arkansas. That's the most important for us. We'll compete with some of the money issues that are going to be out there. I think a lot of the cap stuff that we're going to see going forward is going to level it out a little bit more so that we can compete from a money standpoint. But I think it starts with the players. We got to get the right players for us.
Your check talked to us in June about you filling out your staff and hopefully having some things in place by August. Can you tell us how you stand and how you see the structure of your staff?
Well, I don't have a staff in place, and I think we'll go over that as when the time is right. I do think we've gone back and forth about a few positions that will help us in the long run. But talked to a few people. I'll be honest about that. We talked to a few people about different things, and I think it's about getting the right people in to help us out and be a part of this because it's important we get it right the first time. So we'll get the right people in, and when the time is right to disclose all that, we'll let you guys know.
What made you feel like you were a good fit at Arkansas and it was the right time?
Initially I didn't think I would be. I thought initially coming from the pros, getting into the college landscape, this climate of things was a bit different for me. Working in the pros with the Celtics for the last 12 years, it's all I knew, right? And so I think coming down here and being a part of this, as soon as I got down here, started talking to people, it made it abundantly clear that it was a challenge that I wanted to take on. It was a challenge that I wanted to be a part of. The people that I've been introduced to since I've been down here, the people that are in this office that work hard every single day, that have held my hand a lot through this whole for our last 2 months here, have made it really, really easy to kind of be a part of this and say I made the right decision.
And obviously you have your background with professional basketball, but now it's in that whole athletic department. Just how are, I guess, skills that you acquired there transferable or translatable to, now dealing with football rosters, etc.?
I'm very collaborative. I work with a lot of different people. I'm able to kind of be a chameleon in some ways. And I also think that this position, this role, leans more so into strategy. I think being able to kind of look at a cap, not just in the present year, but 2 years, 3 years from now, giving my opinions to coaching staffs of how they could go about, going around the cap and figuring out ways to get players that they want in. I think that's important, right? And then, of course, we have great staffs that do a lot of the recruiting. They have scouts in their staff. They have personnel staffs. We have some of the best in the country across the board, and so we're going to lean on them a lot to do a lot of the heavy lifting there, and we'll continue to give them advice, on how we can put rosters together in a way that's very beneficial to only the athlete as well, but also the university.
Arkansas passed a bill to make NIL deals exempt from state taxes. Do you think that that's helped you at all?
Rev share exempt, yeah.
I think that's helped you at all?
I think it has in some of our discussions with some of our athletes that we would like to get in. I think they understand that if they go somewhere else and, more money is being taken out of their pocket, that's not what they want to do. And so it's helped us. I would assume it's helped us a little bit, just closing the gap on some of those potential deals out there. But, we have more to offer than just, non-state taxes. We're the University of Arkansas. We should see ourselves that way.
Follow up on that. Are the majority of athletes even kind of aware of that landscape, and is there a plan to kind of push for more legislation to help in that?
I can't answer that, but I would say that we want to be as transparent with our athletes, our incoming athletes, our current athletes. We don't want to keep them in the dark. We want to educate them, right, so that they have all the information that they need to make the best decisions for them and their families. We want to make sure that, when they come here, they're not feeling like we're pulling the curtain over their eyes and treating them the way they shouldn't be. Because at the end of the day, we want to get guys here and have them stay here. Right. We only want guys leaving if they're going to the NFL, NBA, MLB, or they're just graduating, right, matriculating out. So we want guys in our women's sports also to be here, want to be here, stay here, and help us win, but also at the time get a great education and be able to come back and say I'm a University of Arkansas Razorback.
Non-revenue / Olympic sports are certainly a part of it, but how does the department approach allocating money to each sport, percentages?
Yeah, we can't talk about percentages and how we allocate those funds currently, but I do know that we will be making sure that all of our sports teams have a way to compete at a high enough level. We want to make sure that the teams that are participating in our rev share at a high level, that they have what they need as well. But even if our other teams that are not participating in rev share, we're going to do everything we possibly can to make sure they're a part of a structure that helps them get the players that they want and what they need to be on a competitive level. So, we're working through all that. I think there's no easy explanation for all of this stuff. We're just trying to figure out the best course of action for our team and our university.
Remy, you touched on a little bit ago how you were kind of unsure your fit, what it would be at Arkansas. I'm curious, when you talked to the higher-ups and Hunter Yurchek, What was it about their vision that sold you to come here?
I mean, I've worked for Danny Ainge and Brad Stevens, two of the best leaders that I've ever seen. Like, those guys are extremely humble. They work hard. They're open. They take ideas from some of the oddest places out there. They're not afraid to make mistakes. And I think it was easy when talking to Hunter over and over again that I could see a lot of that in him, where he was able to be a person that was open to new ideas and to create a vision of all this, right? We're going in a direction that college sports has never seen before, and he hasn't been afraid to kind of jump into the deep end and try new things. So I commend him for that. I appreciate him for that. A lot of us here are very appreciative of the ideas that he's brought to the table and the ability to come bring ideas to him every single day. So that's been great. It's been great being here.
And then also, when you kind of look at the landscape of college athletics, you have your big three sports and then kind of the other sports. Curious for you, what's the focus when it comes to trying to get some of these smaller Olympic sports on that same scale that everything kind of evens out?
Well, like I said, I mean, it's communication with their coaching staffs, what it is that they need, what it is they think they need. And then, like I said, being as transparent with the players and student athletes as best we can. What do they see their needs are? How can we help meet them halfway? And if we can't do something, we just can't do something. I'm not afraid to say, no, we can't do this. We can't do that. But I do think being as transparent so that somebody can make the right decision for themselves and their families is important.
Thanks.
Real quick, like how back to the staff. Do you have an idea of how many people you'd like to hire to be a part of this general manager staff?
Yeah, enough to make this all go. I think that's the end of the day. We want to make sure we're bringing the right people. I think it's quality over quantity at this point. If we get the right people in to help us do what we want to do, and it's not just me; it's for the entire department as well. We're going to be leaning on some of these people to help us make some big decisions going forward, and put us in a position to be successful in the long term.
Like a couple months ago, you're a part of the defending NBA champions, right? And in a sport that you played in college. Just you talked a little bit about the competitive nature and the challenge, but just why? Like, what made you want to make this jump and come here?
Yeah, I mean, the challenge, I always say that, right? It was just a new challenge that I needed. I mean, you go into that building every single day, and you're grateful to be there, right? I mean, you see all the banners and stuff. We don't hang division banners up there, conference championship banners. We hang NBA championship banners. And you see the wide open banner every single day was just a blank banner for the next one to come along. And the people there, more than anything, I'll continue to miss and appreciate. I'll lean on all those guys. Obviously, they went through the draft last night, but when I looked at it, I said, you know what? I could continue to do this and kind of just be on the straight every single year, summer league, preseason, 82-game season. trade deadline, right? Draft, free agency. Let's run it back again. Let's run it back again. Let's run it back again. I wanted to kind of get off that hamster wheel, try something different, where every single day I'm being forced to kind of step away from my comfort zone, try new things, meet new people, and then just kind of be solution based, a lot more often than we were in Boston. In Boston, we had a lot of smart people in the building. They still do. They have a lot of smart people. And what's going to happen, continue to happen, is that they're going to continue to churn out new talent every single year. And I just felt like, why not get out where I can and try and help someone else? And could I take on a new challenge that makes more sense at the time?